Hey guys, Crusnik back with more Final Fantasy XIV goodness. I'm joined alongside Lord Fireaxe.
Hey.
And Lady Darkfire's cooking dinner, so she may or may not show up. But anyways, we are going to be starting, tonight we are going to be starting patch 3.1, aka As Goes Light, So Goes Darkness. When we last left off in the Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward main storyline, we had defeated King Thordan and his Knights 12. But unfortunately, Nidhogg is still around. Well, we've got a lot of shit on our plate. But for right now, let's speak with Alfino and see what we can do about everything. Damn it, I choose to turn up the volume just as it pulls up the text box. Fortuitous timing as always, Bayan. Tataru was about to brief me on the search for our missing comrades. If you would be so kind, then.
Absolutely. You'll be pleased to hear that Riol and his men have been making excellent progress. You remember how Philomene helped me to escape the Crystal Braves in Limsa Laminsa, only to then disappear? Well, according to Riol, she crept aboard a ship bound for Razat Han, where she's been hiding ever since. He assures me that it won't be long before we're reunited. As for Ida and Papalimo, the remains of their link pearls have been found, and in Pearl Lane of all places. Riol thinks they must have disposed of them after escaping from the Royal Promenade.
Yes, that would make sense. They could not risk being eavesdropped upon by our betrayers.
We're all but certain they fled the city shortly after, though we still don't have a clue where they went.
I see. And what of Thancred and Minfilia?
I'm afraid I have nothing new to share about those two. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is we've enlisted into the services of a Sharlayan scholar, one of the students of Baldessian, to aid in the search, who should be arriving any day now.
One of the students, you say? I should very much like to meet this scholar, if time permits. But first we must attend to a more pressing matter. Sir Emmerich has summoned the two of us for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he had wished to discuss, only that it was urgent. Assuming you have no objections, Bayan, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. And mayhap we can meet the scholar afterwards. Agreed?
In that case, I think I'll return to the Forgotten Knight for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm gone too long, you know.
Okay. Oh yeah, congregation of our knights most heavenly. That's right. So I've got like 2 out of 3 of the main body. Yeah. I've got like 3 out of 5 of the main body gear needed for my Dark Knight to look the same on Bayan as it does on Chris Valentine, but the Lord Commander is within. Pray, proceed, sir. Voiceovers in this one or no?
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
Excellent. Now, what do you want to talk about?
What was it that you wished to discuss?
With With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new Archbishop.
And what, continue the same lies?
Recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
Yep. I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited.
Like a boss!
Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed.
Good saying it, Emmerich.
I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the broom.
Oh dear.
Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order. But such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
We wish to treat with the dragons of Anyx Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
Anyx Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir, then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you, my friends. Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core.
Oh, I totally forgot about this part.
For 1,000 years had they fought.
The whole
and died,
cutscene
certain
where
of the justice of their cause,
Count Edmond
only to be
frickin'
told
talks.
that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those who they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens. Scions. Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength.
Whips.
Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
Whoa. Kinda freaky. But anyways.
I know little of the lands these dragons call home, this Anyx Trine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem a far more daunting prospect. I confess, I myself once shuddered at the thought of it. Yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? Ah, but ere we set forth, Bayan and I must needs inform our comrade of our plans. Very well. I shall see to my preparations. Then let us go and bid farewell to Tataru, Bayan.
Good thing the bar is right across the street. Am I right or am I right?
So, what was your secret meeting all about? I'm all ears.
Yeah, we're leaving you again.
A diplomatic mission to Anyx Trine, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should your meeting with Vidofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Y'shtola in Idleshire. She'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this caller just happens to be...
Time permitting, as I said. We shall endeavor to join Y'shtola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, Bayan. We've kept the first commander waiting long enough. Okay, back across the street.
You are ready? Good. So am I.
How's it work?
You said barbecue chips.
Yep.
Aren't those barbecue chips?
I know. Alright, let's see. What do I want to get? What do I want to take?
Generally, whenever I buy chips, it's either Doritos or Pringles.
I like Lay's. I'm gonna take the hot chocolate just because I like hot chocolate more than anything. The path is long but known to us. From Falcon's Nest, we shall cross the Western Highlands and make for Tailfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. Alright. Back to Tailfeather. It smells good. I have never had curry before. Can you believe that?
If you're over here enough, you'll have it quite often. It's my favorite. And I cook it generally fairly well.
My favorite is manchupa.
I had always imagined that the first time I set foot upon Dravanian soil would be at the head of an army, and here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies.
Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past, though it was I who first proposed recruiting Ysayle to our cause. I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands, men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side, she fought in service to that greater good, even unto her dying breath. And while it does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alphino. Yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must pass on to Anyx Trine, if you will follow me. Alright, back to Anyx Trine. Going up. There we go. Sorry, I'm also trying to upload the videos from last night and the night before and everything.
No problem.
Alright. Ofnir, here she is. I think I uploaded part 3. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Ysayle. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I am come as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed. You may speak, Knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth. That King Thordan and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great Ratatoskia, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was at last laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azure Dragoon, and Ysayle. Alas, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Ysayle once did, and we must make that dream a reality, as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more, before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, Knight. However, I cannot yet give you mine answer. May I ask why? This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm.
Then we will wait. After 1,000 years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Ha! Fear not, knight. You shall have mine answer within thy lifetime. So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith. Until we meet again.
Well, that went better than expected.
Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I'm surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Sharlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no graver matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word.
Alright, let's head to Sharlayan.
So, it would seem we have time to greet this scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with Y'shtola in Idleshire.
Alright. Wait, can we, I wonder if we can take the Chocobo Porter from Anyx Trine to, Whoa, shit! Ow! I forgot about that hole. Hire a Chocobo Porter. Big West shortstop. I feel particularly lazy right now, so I'm just gonna let it fly. Kind of wish there was a Chocobo Porter in Idleshire. Oh, well, we can make the rest of the trip on, no, fuck it. Oh, looking at the patch notes.
Oh, he's cute.
That's a chocobo chick.
Yeah, he's cute. How do I get more cards?
Huh?
How do I get more cards for Triple Triad?
Various dungeons.
I have 3 of the same kind at the moment.
You can buy them with your MGP.
Oh.
Anyways.
Ah, Bayan. 'Tis good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Anyx Trine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Bidolfnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Emmerich's proposal with Heavensward, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Sharlayan guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on the front bridge. We should be on our way.
Wait a minute. Wait, all of a sudden Alfie knows... Oh, I thought he was thinking for a minute. Oh my god.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Cryle, who has recently come from the Sharlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, sir. And who is that I spy but young Alpha No Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
Miss Cryle and I met at the studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
Oh, really?
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the studio. Him and his
She's
sister.
the first Lalafell that actually sounds like an adult. To me.
Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents.
Oh, here we go.
To the seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Cryle.
Cryle, starting shit already!
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking.
You're boned out, you know.
Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing Scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best you explain your plan to her in person.
Oh, fan-talking-fastic.
Oh.
We gotta go meet with the old bag again. And since I don't have flight, I gotta run all the way to Matoya's.
Oh, you're not. I can fly you.
Oh, sweet. I'm at the answering quarter right now.
Just invite me to the party, I can fly you. At least for another 10 minutes or so. I can fly you around.
What's that?
I can fly you around for about another 10 minutes or so.
That works. That should be all that I really need. Invite the party. I'm just outside Edelshire, so... What?
What?
Oh. Oh, there you are. You went to the collector's quarter.
I just went the first exit.
Ah.
Fly over to the other one.
Here he comes. And ride. Alright, to Matoya's cave.
Now that I know you have never had curry, I will be taking you to my favorite restaurant. In the very, very
Fair enough. Yeah, that would probably help, wouldn't it?
If I'm... always get lost.
You're go south.
South?
Yeah. Other way, other way, other way. To the left, to the left, to the left.
To the left, to
This
the
way?
left.
Yep.
There we
Alright,
go.
now. Yep. There's the path. Oh. So close. Just, you could have just followed the... There should be a broken bridge. There it is. And here we are.
There we go.
Oh. Thank you. Now I just have to...
Kind of amuses me.
You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoro meeting us on the way or something?
Way far down the storyline for me.
Yeah. I think we're gonna take a break while I eat, and seeing as how Lord Fyrex has to go, so we're gonna sign off for a bit, and when we return, we'll continue the storyline.